Today, we will be installing a seat cover, and here are the things you will need. First of all, the seat cover itself. A staple gun, staples. I recommend using 8mm staples. A screwdriver to lift the old staples, pliers to pull them out, and a knife to trim the cover. We start by unpacking the seat cover. Then we take the seat and check if the cover fits properly and if everything looks correct. On both sides, there should be about 1 centimeter along all edges. If it is missing even 1 centimeter, that is not a big problem because the cover is stretchy and can be pulled into place. Once everything is checked, we set the cover aside and begin removing the old seat cover. If there are any plastic parts or small components like locks, we remove them and set them aside. Next, we lift the staples one by one using a screwdriver. After lifting a few staples, we can easily pull them out with pliers. We repeat this process until all staples are removed. Once the staples are out, we can remove the old cover and install the new one. First, we check from the opposite side to make sure the cover is centered. We align both sides to ensure everything is centered and looks clean. If it is slightly uneven, you can still adjust it now or later during installation. We start from the ends. We stretch the cover slightly. At first, you can staple farther apart. This is just for positioning. Then, little by little, we secure the ends more firmly. Where the seat curves, we slowly stretch the cover towards the edge. The rear is now secured. The front as well. Do not worry about excess material for now. We will trim it later. Now, we move on to the sides and stretch them as much as possible. We flip the seat over, stretch it even more, if possible, and staple it immediately. We repeat the same process on the other side. We check that the lines run straight through the center of the seat. Now, every 10 to 15 centimeters, we stretch and staple one point at a time. After tightening one side, the cover may look uneven, but this will be corrected when we tighten the other side. The main sections are now centered. As mentioned before, we continue stapling every 10 to 15 centimeters. Once the cover is evenly positioned and centered, we staple it more densely, about every centimeter. When we reach the edges, this is usually the most difficult area. Any wrinkles must be stretched out so they are not visible from the outside. From the outside, everything should look clean, and the inside will be hidden once installed on the motorcycle. At this point, we can trim this corner. After stapling, if some staples did not go in fully, you can push them in completely using a screwdriver. Once most of the cover is secured, we trim this side, cutting about half a centimeter away from the staples. Any staples that were used only for test fitting and ended up in the wrong places can now be removed. It is also important to mention areas such as corners and sharper edges. In these areas, you can staple through multiple layers to make sure the cover is fully secured, because these points experience more stress and more tension. We continue working. There are only a few corners left, and then we will be almost finished. The cover is now nearly installed. Everything is stapled and properly secured. In this particular case, this seat cover has a hole at the front for mounting. Your seat cover may have a lock or a different mounting point, but it is very important to cut this opening. Press the cover from underneath and carefully cut around the opening using a knife. If, while stretching the cover, this logo or marking becomes wavy or shifts out of place, you can gently heat it with a heat gun or hairdryer. It will return to its original position and smooth out again. Once all of this is done, the seat cover is fully prepared to be installed back onto the motorcycle.